Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I started watching this U.S. House Committee Oversight and Accountability uh, meeting with Rochelle Walensky, and I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but I was struck by how much she's like Meghan Markle. I mean, look at her jewelry here. I'm just going to play a short clip here so you can see what I'm talking about.
The select sub
Let me get to the point where
is
she starts
possible.
talking. Here we
Inherited
go.
what I stepped into. My kids were home with me. The whole point was safe reopening, remaining reopening of schools.
No, I'm with you, and I remember.
Layered mitigation. Remember, at the time, vaccines were not available for children, and there were, we were rolling.
Look at that jewelry. I mean, she's just covered with it. I'm just like, yeah, her whole thing. She's on the defensive here. And yeah, so I want to look at this. Is she expecting to eventually face a Nuremberg type trial for crimes against humanity? I'm just wondering if, her and Fauci much more so. Fauci's a pure psychopath. I was talking about psychopaths a couple of videos back with Meghan, Harry, and Tierney. Fauci fits pretty much every description of it, the checklist of it, the Harris checklist. And I think she does too. I really do. You notice that she is very confident and glib and just, and she has an answer for everything and no real emotions. But anyways, power. Many psychopaths in positions of power. Today I'm going to look at, is she expecting to face a Nuremberg trial? Because I've heard it's coming. It's coming. Let's find out. And if so, how will it go for Rochelle Walensky? And, as much as I can't stand this woman, I much more have, feel that Fauci and that Burks woman, the scarf lady, those two are much more evil, or at least slightly more evil than Walensky. I mean, they're all evil, this group, but Fauci and the scarf woman, Burks, who admitted to lying about the numbers to, force people to mask up and lock down. Whereas, this woman was brought in later. She was brought in for the what's rollout, and she did further damage. So, anyways, let's check and see if Miss covered with jewelry like Meghan Markle, let's see if if she's expecting to go down the Nuremberg route. All right, so let's see what we get here. I'm going to be using the Tarot de Marseille. So I'm trying to get used to using this deck. I'm going to try using it more, see if I can get comfortable with it. It's a bit of an adjustment, and I hear you can get very good results. So let's see. Let's see what I get with Rochelle. Find out. I've already shuffled the cards, so I'm going to split the deck here. Let's see what's going on. How does she feel, or what's going to happen with her going forward? I mean, it could be if she's not worried at all about it. I mean, that would be another symptom of a psychopath. Like, just don't care about anything. Don't ever take responsibility. Don't think they're wrong about anything. Or is she really concerned? Is she worried? Is she having trouble sleeping at night, which requires a conscience? And if that's the case, then we know that, okay, maybe she's not a psychopath, but we don't like Fauci. Anyways, let's see here. What's her general attitude about the idea? Ooh, wow. The Hierophant reversed. Yeah, I'd say she's pretty worried. She knows not just her, but the whole group she's with, and all the immoral activities that they've been involved with, and that everybody is, They were the king. I mean, during the whole COVID thing, they were the kings, right? They advised the president. They weren't like the president, that would be the emperor. So, of course, the Hierophant here is the one who is supposed to be, the moral leadership, leading the people, but not as an official, emperor way or president or something like that. They're people that are brought in, and they suddenly have this, not suddenly, but they have this power now. Fauci and Birx and Walensky never had any power before, right? And that's what psychopaths crave. They crave that power. And then suddenly, because of a pandemic, they suddenly found themselves, I think he knows wrongfully so, they found themselves in this position of power over the people and deciding. I mean, the CDC actually at one point told landlords that they couldn't charge their renters rent, which was completely illegal, and that was struck down by a judge later. But they just moved in and started dictating things. And this is a lot of assumed power and this tyranny that was coming in and being exercised, is that these people come in like Walensky and Fauci and Leanna Wen and all these other people to suddenly appear and they're calling the shots. It's like, huh? Who are you? Because suddenly, because we're in a pandemic, suddenly they're in charge of the world. And of course, that's what Tedros of the WHO is working towards now. He wants to be the next one in charge of everything. So the next scare that everybody's scared is something else out. It's Tedros who's going to call all the shots and tell landlords whether they can charge rent and tell you whether you can leave your home, right? So that you saw that exercise of power, how quickly the power shifted to these hitherto, nobodies, basically. I mean, yeah, they have power at NIH or whatever, but not over the public. But suddenly they shifted to, and because of circumstances, to be dictating to the public, and they did a very bad job. Hierophant reversed, and I'm getting here. She knows that. She knows. She knows. She knows. We know. We know. She knows. She knows. We know. She knows. That's one of those things going on. And the environment. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Knight of Swords reversed. These cards are in French, by the way, if you're wondering. Um, yeah. That's the Knight of Swords reversed is like the murderer. I mean, and also I often see the swords as the sharp, pointy objects that they were just, sticking in everyone, right? So here's the knight coming in, like, you're gonna get this point, this pointy thing I have, and you're gonna stick it in you. And we're gonna do it in whatever way possible, no matter how illegal, immoral, and wrong it is. Wow. Now, this could also be her. She could just be one, like, I don't know this woman. I haven't followed her career. Um, I don't know what her history is. I mean, people like this, like Fauci and the rest. I mean, Fauci has a history we know about, right? With the whole AIDS epidemic when he came out with the AZT and killed all these people. And there's clips from the 1980s and 90s, people saying, Fauci's a murderer and fire Fauci and crimes against humanity for all the people he killed wrongly, accusing them of wrongly diagnosing them and giving them poison, right? And so we know a little bit about Fauci and people. So remember that. Force. Strength card. Let's go a little force here. Forcing people. Yeah, and telling it inner strength here. She's a very strong woman for sure. Can't be a weakling and do something like that. But she is if this is her, she is a very angry, immoral person who is part of an unethical criminal gang here. And, she loves murdering people. That's what I'm getting from that. Yeah. So it's the basis of how she felt about it. Yeah, she is absolutely insane. Okay, there's just no doubt about it. Uh, She looks crazy. She's got that three wide-eyed look. People who you see the whites on the tops of their eyes. Have you ever studied face reading? In China, face reading is goes back. Different shapes of the eyes and the nose and the lips. And years ago, it used to be something that people, there's books on it or whatever. It's kind of gone out of gone out of favor nowadays, I guess, because people would be too sensitive to it, I guess. I mean, it's not that It's not that having a good-looking face is automatically good, because Walensky has a good-looking face in general. There's nothing. She's not. You wouldn't call her ugly, but when you see her eyes, she's just really got a crazy look, and she is crazy, I think, according to this, with the moon down here. But also, she could be very afraid as well, that she knows it's coming. And although she's part of this violent criminal group now, I don't know if you just heard or not, but someone who had evidence, a whistleblower in the Ukraine that was going to expose Biden, has been murdered. It just came out today, with the Burisma deal, I guess, with his son. So people, just like Hillary, a lot of people die around them, who don't, follow along with their diktats of this tyranny going on. So I think Walensky's aware of that, and that's part of her game, and she's crazy. Anyhow, uh, how does she feel about she has how people have been affected by the you-know-whats? How does she feel about that? Yeah, ka-ching, ka-ching. Yeah, she's just like, I made a lot of money. I don't know about you, but I have stock in Pfizer, is what she's saying. She got very well paid by Pfizer et al. And so is Fauci and all the rest of them. They all have patents on this stuff. Fauci was making money from remdesivir, a drug that he forced doctors and hospitals to use as part of their only protocol they could use. And he created that medicine, so he made all kinds of money. And I'm getting here that Rochelle Walensky could not care less about how she's affected everyone, adversely or not. She's made a lot of money. She's wealthy. You saw that jewelry she's sporting there. She is flashing that jewelry all over the place. She was just like, I'm wealthy and I'm on top of the world here with my criminal gang. If anyone has a problem with that, you'll just be gotten rid of. So, woo, and this is also the one of the globalist cards as well. They're paying her as well, and she's protected by them and their money. So is she expecting to face a Nuremberg trial? Let's find out. Yeah, I got 8 of coins, which is the card of working on it. She is working on covering her tail, working on making sure. There was a lot of funny business with the documents and the numbers they fling around, and how if you died in a car accident and and when they rolled your dead body into the morgue and they took a COVID test and it came out positive, you were counted as a COVID death, and all kinds of nonsense like that going on. And so I see here that she's aware that she's got to cover her money trails, how much money she's making and made, and she's got to explain away that any documentations. I've heard that the VAERS database has been getting, rumor has it, from those who check on it regularly, say that just like with the DMED data, which is also keeping track of people who are injured, the records have been disappearing. It's disappearing. Hundreds, thousands of records just disappear. So I think she's behind that, and she expects to be more on top of that, right? These criminals were very clever with this, right? They have a lot of funding from the globalists. They're in control of being in control of everything and acting. You see her there doing her performance. She's acting like, I don't know why I'm here. In general, like I've seen clips of what she said, and basically the message she sends with her responses are that she acts all like, I don't know why I'm here, all breathy, femmy kind of. But then she says, well, at one point she said that the CDC website wasn't made for the lay person, and basically all those ignorant public that don't know what they're talking about and weren't intelligent enough to interpret what she was saying. So it's basically insulting the intelligence of everyone. Yeah, she said arrogance, a lot of arrogance here, like Meghan Markle, and everything else. So she feels that she can cover her tracks, is the point. She's got the money, she's got the data, she knows who controls it, and she feels like she's in control of the situation. Like no one's gonna say nothing without her okay, and she's got answers for everything. And Yeah, that's the way it rules here. And she's crazy AF, and she's a murderous tendencies and unethical AF as well. So she couldn't care less. She could not care less. I'm not getting and it being upset here. So she'd be like a psychopath here for sure. I'm not getting any emotion whatsoever about her part that she played, except for the moon perhaps, but those emotions are all wrong. Like she doesn't have emotions like normal people, is what I'm getting with this moon here. But what is she most worried about or not want? Is she worried about anything here? Two of Cups. Interesting. So I think she's concerned that people that she trusted too much or maybe said too much to her. Um, Now I'm getting a cup card, which is interesting. So I think she is concerned that people who know her may come out and talk about her, about what she's really like and what she said. I'm sure in the heat of the moment, or at least sometime over the whole the whole pandemic, she probably said or did or was, very friendly with and let her guard down and let slip, about something that she's concerned could come out. Yeah, especially if she goes to a Nuremberg type trial where others will come out and say, I remember on this day she said, whatever, ignore this crucial piece of evidence of, injuries and whatnot. So she's concerned about, so basically I think she's a psychopath from this. She couldn't care less. It's all about the money for her, the jewels, the money. And she feels she's got it under control. She's completely cold-hearted and has her emotions under control. She's worried about people around her who aren't as under control as she is, because she is a very intelligent woman, no doubt about it. She is a cunning, crafty, callous, conniving, diabolical woman, I think. I mean, I don't know a lot about her, but from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, and the way that interview went, yeah, I mean, she's worried about people around her spilling the beans, people that she worked with and know her. Uh, it's always the people that knew you from your past that come out, like Meghan Markle learned, right? I mean, we learned so much about Meghan Markle from her friend Nanaki Pretty. I mean, that was a real eye opener, right? When people from the past come out, they really, really confirm things and um, so that it's not just because with Meghan Markle, you could say, well, she's under stress of a royal wedding and suddenly being in the public eye in a huge way since becoming a royal. But no, 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 because we knew from way back when, from her friend Nanaki Pretty, that she was always like this. She was always a witch. She treated her first husband horribly, which, by the way, multiple marriages like that is another sign of psychopathy. But anyways, yeah. So what is she hoping for? What does Rochelle Walensky hope people will remember about her or think about her? Wow, King of Swords reversed. She's hoping people, will attack the wrong person or not be able to get the facts straight to be able to attack her and her group because she is part of a large group. Like King of Swords reversed is again like a criminal organization, and she's hoping that they're going to keep her safe is one thing I see with this, and she's hoping also that the lawyers and those who would be charging her. This King of Swords is interesting. He's got a sword and he's got this other knife here. Like he's ready to kill everyone. So she's part of a very deep, diabolical, clever group, right? And so I think she's hoping they're going to cover for her and that people aren't ever going to be able to really get to the truth of things, that they've been covering up with the data and the numbers. I mean, all the numbers you hear, the deaths, the case points, this, that, they're all made up. I mean, even CNN admitted this on yeah, Project Veritas. The CNN who were running all these numbers, every day was data deaths, case numbers. They were all made up. And they admitted to that later. That they made him hire just to scare everyone. It was all a show. The whole thing was a scam that way. They came out and admitted that on Project Veritas. Anyways, they revealed that, which is no surprise that the globalists took out, Project Veritas and Keith. But he's still going. But it's they've really attacked him, right? So anyways, how is Rochelle Walensky affected by the public? Let's see how she feel. How are the public sentiment and opinion about her? How is it influencing her? Wow, a Six of Swords reversed. Yeah, so she knows people are unhappy with her, and more information is coming out, and more people have woken up. They said that the uptick to the boosters was only 20% by the time the boosters came around, so that 80% of the people were had stopped taking it. So and it's only gotten worse with time going on and more coming out and everything, and word getting out, the truth getting out. So she's realizing that people are waking up and they're not happy, and you know, yeah, but at the same time, I'm getting a minor arcana here. So she really couldn't care less what people think. Like, oh yeah, you waking up? Well, congratulations, dummy. Yeah, that's her attitude. Because I'm getting with the Hierophant and with the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and she just thinks she's so much more intelligent than everyone else, and that those stupid Americans, they just didn't read her website correctly, the CDC website correctly. These stupid people, they think they know about science. They don't know anything. You don't know unless we explain it to you, because don't you know we're the science, right? Fauci's the science. Right? I mean, the whole thing was such a diabolical um, madness, such insanity. And they think that people are too dumb to figure it out. Now, when they were in the scare of, psyop going on, people were in fear mode and stunned. But now, and they want to try to do it again, and they will, from what I hear. But so people would have seemed dumb then, especially, I mean, look at what happened in the UK with Boris when they were saying, okay, should we release the next variant now? What do you think? Should we scare them some more? And they were having a party, and they were partying with each other, just like Obama had a huge birthday party in August 2021. While they're telling us that we have to socially distance and you can't have more than 8 people in your house. But they're having these huge parties, and they're all laughing at people like, yeah, we really scared them today. Ha 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 ha, right? Um, I forget the point I was getting at. I had a point to that. But yeah, they're just so full of lies. Anyhow, what's going to happen in the near future? How are things going to go for Dr. Walensky in the near future? Ooh, yeah, Six of Cups reversed. Yeah, it looks like what she's afraid of may be happening here, and that I'm getting that there's going to be a separation here and information coming back from the past. This can be, um, you know, sadness here and people not supporting her who were supporting her, and people getting more and more unhappy in general with her and not working with her and not wanting to be aligned with her. You know, I mean, she's infamous now, let's face it, to most people who are paying attention, and more over time, it will be more and more. So things not going well, and she's going to be more and more unhappy. Will she face charges at a Nuremberg trial? Ooh, oh my goodness. Nine of Swords. Wow. Yeah, I think she will. And I think that it's not going to go well for her. I think that it's all coming home to roost. I think um, people have, nine is like a finality number, right? So yeah, it could be the end of her. She's probably gonna pull a Hitler, and before she goes on to Nuremberg, she'll off herself or something. Is the vibe I get. Like she's got so much arrogance. She's not gonna be humiliated on the world stage. Because even with psychopaths, even as intelligent as they may be, clever and cunning, they will not be publicly humiliated. They will not be insulted. I mean, that's why if you insult a psychopath, you see the overreaction of like Meghan Markle, for example. I mean, a few people online say, oh, she's a hoochie or she dresses badly. And Megan blasted these private citizens in the mainstream media, right? Which I covered in my video, Harry and Meghan Tyranny. They're psychopaths. If you insult them, they'll kill you. I mean, psychopaths in the past have killed people just for insulting them. Calling them a dummy or something, because they see it as justified. Like, yeah, well, he insulted me; he deserved to die. And I kind of get that vibe with her. She's the type of person where you better respect that she's a Dr. Walensky, and if you just call her Rochelle, woo! I mean, that to her would be justifiable homicide. And I don't see that she would definitely not allow herself to be willingly allow herself to be humiliated in a Nuremberg trial, but I think she will, if she doesn't off herself somehow here, she's going to, if she goes through with it, it'll be a nightmare for her for sure, so, and she deserves every bit of it. So it's not going to end well for Rochelle Walensky. I'll tell you what, at the very least, her name is Mud. That's putting it nicely. She's up there with Hitler and Goebbels and Mengele, her and Fauci. They're even worse, much, much worse. But yeah, she's hanging in there for now. She's hanging in there and acting like she's trying to manifest, and she's trying to fake it till she makes it. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Everything's fine. Me and the globalists just got together and decided to do this, and I got tons of money and jewelry now. And she really thinks that she's gonna live happily ever after. No, Six of Cups reversed and Nine of Swords. Yeah, things are not ending up happily ever after for her. No way. She's not going to be able to cover everything. As clever as they were with altering hospital records and death certificates and case counts and the VAERS and the DMED and all that, they're not getting away with it. They did really plan long in advance, and so much money went into this, but it's still not enough. And there's Lulu saying hello. Hey, Lulu. Locking the camera, huh? I say hello. Lulu wants to see what we're doing here. She's like, what's going on, huh? So there you have it. Very end of the reading. Lulu saying hello. Wish you all a wonderful day. And I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.